Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega Superspeedway for the next round of the Full Send Super Speedway series right here on the Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. This is the Biffle 75 here at Talladega. These drivers are getting ready to manhandle this 2.66 mile super speedway in the 1987 NASCAR Winston Cup cars. These cars are fast, they are loose, and one small mistake can absolutely end the race for you. Again, I am Mike Taylor, and joined with me is the man of chaos himself, Dakota LaRue. Everybody, get buckled up. We're getting ready to go 75 laps around this beautiful, fast super speedway. Dakota, what are you anticipating for this race here tonight?
Oh, I'm anticipating speeds up to 200 plus mile an hour and a lot of people getting loose, possibly sliding up the track. As you know, these are on the older tire compound and they don't necessarily grip up as good going into the corner, so you're definitely going to have to be lifting. And if you're not, you're probably going to end up causing an incident here tonight.
Yeah, definitely something that these drivers are absolutely going to have to keep their eye out on. Um, you know, anything can go wrong at any point in time, so that's something that all these drivers are going to have to really anticipate and prepare for tonight as, you know, that as they make their way around this speedway tonight. You know, one of the biggest things that a lot of these drivers need to pay attention to is that aero, uh, or yeah, getting that taking the air off of the rear spoiler of these race cars is very easy to do. And so if you hit, or I'm sorry, if you're right behind somebody, right, and man, let me tell you what, all that air just evaporates off the back end and can get somebody loose really quick. So that's just something that these drivers are going to have to pay attention to as the laps wind down here tonight. Um,
I can attest to that as I did a full winter series NIS race, in the 87s at Daytona. And coming to the closing laps, someone went to go around me, just got a little close to my right rear, and it sucked all the air off my car and completely spun me around. I had no control over it or nothing.
yeah, definitely. It's definitely something that all these drivers are going to have to, you know, keep their eyes out on as, as they pace themselves around this speedway. We have just about under a minute left here before we go ahead and get these uh, drivers lined up down on pit road for tonight's event. So, I know that this is something that everybody has been talking about. Um, Yesterday, NASCAR community lost one hell of a driver, just one hell of a guy, Greg Biffle, and obviously tonight I'm paying homage to Biffle by this is going to be the Biffle 75. You know, I am still absolutely in shock and all about what happened yesterday, and you know my heart and our all of our hearts here at Racers Elite Network, go out to the friends, family members of Greg, his family, and the other three members, that were also lost their lives um, uh, yesterday morning. So on lap 16 tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do one lap of silence. Um, again, we're going to pay homage to to Greg and everybody there, and we're going to do that on lap 16. But in order to get there first, Dakota, we got to get this race underway. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup for tonight's event right here at Talladega Superspeedway. Aaron Rowland in that number 66 machine. He's going to start on the pole. And to his outside, you've got Joe Bonner in that number 53 machine. Richie Joplin and Jack Kelly will make up row number 2. Row number 3, you have Cody Benelli and Lee Campbell. Row number 4, Jonathan Stidham and Truth Hoke. Brandon Wilcox and Aaron Roth, they will make up row number 5 with Ryan Warp and Dwayne Davis in row number 6. Row number 7, you have Steve Rogers and Mikey Allen. Row number 8, you got Terry Fennell with William Skinner to his outside. Row number 9, you got Matt Metler and Ronald Piles will be on to his outside. Row number 10, you have Steve Vest and Andrew Teft. Row 11, Kyle Hess, Kensley Smith will be to his outside. Mike Fudge and Kirby Wainscott will make up row number 12. Row number 13, Timothy Eisberg will be joined by Steve Cassile. Yep, and rounding out your field today, it is going to be Trevor Fettig and Barry Nelson. That is your starting lineup here for the Biffle 75 here at Talladega Superspeedway, as these drivers get ready, for 75 laps of racing here. And we're not going to see our normal pack racing like we normally see here, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be a little bit more spread out. However, man, these speeds are going to be going upwards just about 210 miles an hour. And these cars, like I said, these guys are going to be manhandling this race car, especially as the tire wear goes on. And it's definitely going to be very interesting to watch as we get ready to go green flag racing here tonight.
Yeah, and I got something for the start of the race if you don't care if I do it.
Oh, I don't care, brother.
I've been having some requests for it from other places, so I figured I might as well do it here tonight. But I just heard a good luck everybody else. I love it. All right, pace truck's pulling off. We're going to be making that a long trip to the restart zone.
Absolutely, and we are green flag here at Talladega Superspeedway. Joe Bonner actually still pretty good side by side there with Aaron Rowland. So that was an incredible start by your top four. All four of those drivers continuing to run side by side now out of turn number 2 for the first time. As right behind them, they are looking to possibly go just about 3 wide behind them for right about that 5th or 6th spot back there, as they will go ahead and fly up here into turn number 3 for the very first time.
One thing I will say about these cars is you can pick the draft up from very far away in these things. So the leaders might be pulling away right now, but you will potentially see some really big runs coming from this, 6th place back here.
Don't look now, guys. I think they were 4 wide there for just a quick moment.
We're going to talk about Bruno.
Oh, well, a little too late for that, as I talked about Bruno. As we have one car up in the wall on the exit of turn 2. That's another thing that these drivers have to pay attention to as, they start getting this race cars up to full song here.
So I noticed something cool with our camera pack here. We can actually do a crank it up naturally, but it looks like we do have a wreck at the moment. Look how it is. Oh, the wrecking again.
Oh, big trouble up here. One car upside down. That's the 19 of Cody Benelli tumbling. We have another car upside down. I wasn't able to catch who that was, but this is an absolute parking lot here on the exit or in the middle of turns 1 and 2 as we have some drivers starting to pull away. Unfortunately, that number 42, Jonathan Stidham, he had a tow. Aaron Roth had a tow. Dwayne Davis, he had a tow. But it looks like everybody else is starting to pull away here from the incident scene. We have a lot that we have to try to untangle here. Um, let's go ahead.
So, real quick, I just want to go over Kyle Hess's right here. I think his wheel might have disconnected and reconnected because he's turned really hard to the left and all of a sudden going up to the wall. Just to cover that one real quick. Now we can go focus on the main rig.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That was a really good call right there. Let me go ahead and jump up here. Let's see where. Let me see if I can figure out exactly where all this mayhem started.
It was right at the start of lap 3.
Okay, there they
near
are.
the front. Yeah.
So it looked like ultimately the 38 got turned sideways.
That's what you was talking about earlier with the arrow. It looks like he slid up in front of somebody and just lost the arrow off the rear of his car.
As we're taking a look here at Cody Benelli, he's now going over 2 times here. We have one car, the 50 of Terry Fennell. He went for a wild ride as well. I mean, just look at.
Jesus Christ.
I believe this was more than half the field here that was involved in this one.
At least 9 cars that I can see right now.
All right, so we're gonna just ride on board with one random person here.
I'm sorry I keep cutting you off, man, but Jesus, there's cars flipping all over the place. I mean, wow.
Yeah, we're riding on board now with Mikey Allen. Oh, he almost made it through. That 2 car involved here as well. Let's see who else. Let's see if Joe Bonner, he was able to get through here. Let's see. Oh, man. Woo! Oh, man, it looks like Kensley Smith in that number 15 was involved here as well. Let's see here. Kensley, where are you? There you are. Well, Kensley took a while to get out of the gas as that started. I feel like he probably didn't register that they were crashing out in front of him or something. But we got quite a few drivers that had to come down and get their fast repairs already, which is something that you definitely don't want to see, as we got a lot of mangled race cars right now down here on pit road. As you see, William Skinner leaving pit road now. The 06 of Steve Vest leaving without his front bumper. Andrew Teff down here with a lot of damage on his machine. The 10. Kirby Wainscott still sitting down here. Jonathan Stidham, again, he's still sitting down here on pit road. The 19, Cody Benelli, he just got his towing done, so now a lot of these guys are now getting their damage repaired, and they're going to make their way onto the racetrack, and we're going to try to get these guys lined up and go and do it all over again.
Yeah, and you know, with half of the field potentially having to use a fast repair out there, because that was a lot of damage for, you know, I don't think they're going to be able to sit in there and get that fixed without going several laps down at this point. I got a feeling we're about to be seeing a lot more cautious type of racing here. after that first incident.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we're hoping that they do, and we still got a very long way to go here. So we're just going to get these guys settled down, and we're going to get to go back green flag racing. While we're
So
oh, go ahead.
there's a couple people opting to take an EOL start in the back here, as I don't necessarily blame them, as I think they're trying to get back there and potentially just check and see how their car is driving and such at the moment.
Yeah, and as we're up here in turns 3 and 4, let's go ahead and we're gonna go jump over here to chat real quick. Give a few shouty shouts here. We got Joplin here in the chat. Let's get it. Cody Bonelli saying slipping and sliding at 200. Steve Waz. Let's go Ryan Warp. Blake Viking. Let's go Ryan Warp. And happy birthday, Richie Joplin. Happy birthday, Richie. Aaron and Joe and L and G Motorsports coming from Jordan. John Wyatt, good luck, Richie Joplin. So we got Ryan Warp and Richie Joplin fans here in our in chat so far, along with Aaron and Joe as well.
Yeah, something to note with these 87s, I believe the cars that are a lap down start on the inside, so everyone else should be on the outside, unless they've changed it for this event.
No. Well, actually, that is actually a really good question. One way to find out. Let's go take a look here. All right, let's see. League. Double file back. So they will. Well. Yeah, so they will run normal NASCAR rules, so that Richie Joplin, your race leader, he'll start on the inside with Ryan Warp in that number 45 to his outside. Lee Campbell, Matt Metler on the 2 rows behind them. And it looks like they're going maybe just about 5 rows deep, and then everybody else is lined up right there on the inside there. So...
Yeah, like I said earlier, a lot of people, getting an EOL and starting in the back here, so it's going to make it very interesting. As it kind of didn't work out in their favor as everyone else decided to do the same, so it's putting them all in a single line here.
Yeah, definitely is. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here, and in those couple laps there, who do you have your eyes on, Who do you got who are you gonna watch the rest of this race?
I mean, the leader right now, Richie Joplin, as long as he stays in that position, he ain't gonna really have to worry about getting involved in anything, unless they start coming up on some lap traffic here. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, another person, Matt Mittler, I know I bring him up sometimes, but he runs a lot more races in these 87s and some of the older cars than he does the newer ones. So be keeping an eye on him as well, if he can stop blinking out.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. I'm excited to get this thing back underway here for the Biffle 75 right here at Talladega Superspeedway, and we are back green flag racing. Richie Joplin, Ryan Warp will bring the field to the green flag as they will head up into the high banks here once again at Talladega Superspeedway. Right now, Lee Campbell, Ryan Warp running side by side for that second spot. They got a good draft going on both sides here. So Richie Joplin kind of left as a sitting duck. So we're about to find out what these guys on the outside can do as they will make their way back to the side of Richie Joplin. And Ryan Warp, he will get a good push there to the race lead, but he was not able to complete the pass completely as they will now run side by side coming out of turn number 4 as they're getting ready to complete this first lap of this restart. as they will now come down here into the tri-oval, and Ryan Warp, he will get clear of your race leader. So Ryan Warp, he will lead this lap, but now here comes that 60 machine of Lee Campbell now trying to make his way around the outside as well. Steve Rogers, he will go ahead and tuck down in that third spot. Couple cars get into the wall there on the exit of turn 2. But here comes Kensley Smith in that number 15. Now, where the hell did he come from? He is up 16 spots along with Barry Nelson in that 28. He is up 24 spots here as well. And both of those drivers now in the top 10 here as they're going to come into the tri-oval here on lap number 9. So, really good run for those two drivers so far, which is not surprising whatsoever.
Yeah, but one thing I will say, pushing really hard to get up to the front in these cars is detrimental to your tires, and it will start to affect your long run pace here. You know, tires really do matter in these 87s and compared to a lot of other cars.
Yeah, definitely. As you see Kensley Smith getting into the wall there on the exit of turn number 2. So that's going to hurt his momentum just a tad as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Still out front right now, it's going to be Ryan Warp in that number 45 Green Bay Packers Ford Taurus, as they will now rocket into the... No, that's not the Taurus, right? Or is that the Thunderbird? I don't remember anymore.
I believe that is the Thunderbird. The Thunder Chicken, baby. The
right, the
Chicken.
Taurus. The Taurus is the Gen 4s now.
Yes.
Right. So wrong division. I actually had to stop and think about that for a second.
We should have a mix of, I believe, Buicks, maybe a Monte Carlo. There should be some type of Chevy out there, and then we got the Ford.
The Monte Carlo. So yeah, we got the Chevy Monte Carlo, the Ford Thunderbird. We have the Pontiac. I'm sorry, the Buick LeSabre or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now side by side, Richie Joplin, Kensley Smith running side by side here for that second spot. Kensley Smith, he does have the help. Oh, we have a couple cars going for a long slide. That's the 28 of Barry Nelson and Ron Piles in that number 68 machine. Both of those drivers get into the outside wall, and they both started to slide down onto the apron there, but both those cars were able to save it. And they were going to continue on here, just losing a lot of spots, but no harm, no foul. Kensley Smith is going to lead this lap here at Talladega Superspeedway, as he's getting a lot of help from, I believe that's Steve Casil in that number 1 machine. Can you verify that that number 1 machine does not have a number on it?
According to him, he couldn't afford enough sponsorship to get numbers put on his car. I believe that's what I heard earlier.
All right. So if you guys are looking to get your business out there, go ahead and get Steve Casil. No, that's not the number 1. Who is that?
I believe that is the number... Actually, that's a good question. Is this Lee Campbell on the 60?
No, wait.
Give me 1 second. I'm doing some investigating here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I believe that's Joseph Bonner. And that number 53 machine.
Oh, Joe Bonner. He's up here trying to keep himself. Yeah, so he's a lap down. That's why I couldn't find out who the hell that was. Joe Bonner, he's looking for, whoa, hold on to it. So he's looking for some sponsors, guys. If you guys want to sponsor a good driver out here, Joe Bonner, he's looking for it. He is, woo! Holy crap. 3 wide for the race lead, or not for the race lead, I'm sorry. Joe Bonner trying to get his lap back. So just now he's got to get around Ryan Warp before a caution comes out. I mean, if these guys will hold on to it, Kensley.
He made a very bold move to send that 3 wide as it looked like I thought he was about to come back up the track.
Yeah, definitely. I thought, man, I thought that was, whew. We've had a couple big crashes already, and, crashes that never happen.
Hey, man, it wasn't a crash. We were just practicing our parking lot skills, okay? There's a difference.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. We're just practicing our drifting skills.
Yeah, we're practicing our drifting, our flip avoidance, and how to parallel park all at the same time. I mean, that's all it is, man.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Kensley Smith once again hard into the outside wall along with Ryan Warp in that number 45 machine.
And they're 3 wide around this 3rd place spot.
Ryan Warp, Joe Bonner, and Truth Hoke running 3 wide there for a brief second. And Truth Hoke, he's up here now in the top 3. So Truth Hoke in that red and yellow machine. And here he comes, Truth Hoke. He's looking to overtake for the race lead here up here in turns 1 and 2. Oh, man, look at these drivers still trying to duke it out here. Truth Hoke, Richie Joplin now fighting for that top spot. While we still have Joe Bonner in that 53, still trying to get around these guys to get his lap back. You know, with Joe being back here, you know, he's just, you know, proven how fast he is. So, you know, he's definitely got a good card to win if there becomes another caution. And that, I say if, because, you know, usually after like the first caution, these guys start to get settled down as we have 3 wide here now for the race lead. Joe
on the apron, got a little loose.
Woo! Hold on to it, baby! Oh, Joe Bonner get a little bit loose in front of these guys. He's saved it. Now Joe Bonner just lost all of his momentum, you know, trying to get around the race leader. So now he's going to have to try it all over again as we have a battle up front here once again. Truth Hoke, Richie Joplin battling it out here for the race lead on the exit turn number 4 into the tri-oval. Joe Bonner doing everything he can to try to get around your race leaders, including getting Truth Hoke a little bit sideways there. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that number 55 get a little bit sideways on the entry to turn 1?
No, sir. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little busy watching somebody get knocked out for a moment. I'll rewind and go take a look at it.
Oh, he did it. He's doing it to Richie Joplin. He's using that getting the air out from underneath the back bumper of these drivers in front of him to make them a little bit loose. So he's using it to his advantage at the moment to try to get his way around him for the to get back on the lead lap. And here he comes side by side now with your race leader. He's looking to get his lap back, not able to complete the pass. As Steve Cassill in that number 1 machine, he is now going to run side by side here with Joe Bonner to keep him 1 lap down as they come flying down this back straightaway. I appreciate you.
Bonner holding pretty strong on that outside though, but I got a feeling with as hard as he's been trying to push here, he's going to start having a lot of issues with pushing up towards the wall on the exit.
Yeah, definitely.
Too much longer. And you see Kensley Smith coming back in the picture. I believe P3 at the moment, working his way back up to the field.
Yeah, Kensley Smith, you know, in that Napa Auto Parts Machines, he's definitely always up here making himself known. And I guess it's just keep proving to us every single race, you know, no matter what Kensley Smith gets into, he's wicked fast. Oh, but there he goes. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. What a save. You know, with these laps starting to wind down, you know, these drivers have to be mindful of that push that they start getting out of these corners on these older tires. You know, so they have to lift, and a couple of these drivers are not doing that on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, man. I'm seeing a lot of code brown and needing an extra change of the pins. I'm almost back here towards the back of the field.
Definitely.
Oh, Bonner's. Oh, he's
Bonner!
around. He tried to self-clear himself. Is he going to be able to save it?
Hold on to it. Back it down. Back it down. No, stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
Man, if you could have heard the radio, he said, watch out, watch out. I'm trying to save it. Watch out. I'm going to hold it down. And then all I heard was, no. Oh, man, we missed the lap 16 moment of silence.
Oh, shame on us. I apologize, guys.
God, that looked like a Looney Tunes wreck there for a minute as long as that wreck was going on.
All right.
Let's go take it. Let's take a look here. So,
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to do... You guys going to see all this that I'm doing here. Okay, yeah. Hide the card numbers on. Oh. Help if I was in the right area.
Saved it twice. Oh, yeah, 3 times.
Okay. So we're going to come back here to the point where he lost it. All right. So we're going to listen to this as it happens over the radio. Let's listen in.
Watch yourself, boys. Watch yourself. I'm trying to say, watch out, watch out, watch. I'm trying to. Watch out, coming up. I'm trying to.
Sometimes you get some good stuff out of the radio, but it's better to keep it muted just to be safe.
Yeah, that was some really... I absolutely love that. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, so he did everything he could to save it, but unfortunately, since he was the caution, he will not be your lucky dog.
Oh, and we had another issue. Looks like the 92 completely missing his left front, gets into the back of the 28s, loops him around as they're pacing.
You said the 28?
Yeah, the 92 gets into the back of the 28, Barry Nelson, while they were under pace.
Okay, well, let's go back here and take a look, see what we can see here. So that 92's got a lot of damage on his front end.
I'm pretty sure he does not have a whole front left wheel.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. Where did that... Mr. Osborne, what'd you do? What did we miss?
He must have been involved in that first wreck or something that we missed.
No.
I can't believe he drove all the way around the track. Like...
No, I don't...
Oh.
Here we go. This is where it happened. So, out of turn 2, the wall bit him. And... Ugh. Alright. So, that's what happened. That's where he got his damage. And then while they were pacing... I don't know why he didn't just come in now.
I don't think he realized how bad his damage was to his car and thought he might have had a chance to fix it there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because, you know, as he's coming around,
But that is insane. Drove almost a full lap with the wheel completely disconnected from the car.
yeah, definitely. So you guys see him here on the back straightaway right here. I'm pretty sure he's got to know at this point that he's got a lot of trouble. So he finally catches up here to the back end of the field. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But he was able to come down, get repairs done on his race car, and he's going to go ahead and head out. From what I'm looking at, it looks like Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine. He did load it up with once again some difficulties with his steering wheel. So Kyle Hess, you know, once again, um, getting bit by a mechanical issue on his race car. You know, that Hess team really they've got to do something to give him the correct equipment so he can get out here and come race with these guys.
Man, looks like he's racing Bush's car last season or the season before.
Oh yeah. And on this time, you know, why don't we do a crank it up on this restart?
Sounds good to me.
We got to figure out a different name for it because we can't use crank it up. So
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna turn up the volume knob all the way to 100.
absolutely, let's get this done. Your pace truck is off here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go crank it up style. As Truth Hope, Richie Joplin, they will bring your field to the green. And here we go. Let's crank it up. Alright, guys, turn down your sound. Alright, well, that was your warning. Here we are back here. Dwayne Davis in that number 27 machine, he just had some issues. Let's go back here and take a look, see what happened to Dwayne Davis. Absolutely missing the total back end of his back bumper. His spoiler's gone, and that's all she wrote for Dwayne Davis there. unfortunately, without
Missing that wing.
yeah, without that downforce on the back, that's exactly what's going to happen here as we are working lap number 29. Here on lap number 30, we'll go ahead and do our moment of silence here for Greg Biffle. We got all excited in the action here down on the racetrack, and we did not do our moment of silence, so we're going to go and do that here on lap number 30. So as these guys come to the start-finish line, we'll do our moment of silence in remembrance of a great guy, Greg Biffle, his family, and the other fellas that lost their life as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the field is up here in turns 1 and 2 here at Talladega Superspeedway. Right now, Truth Hook in that number 55 machine, he is out front, leading this field with Steve Casil and Aaron Rowland, both trying to make their way back to the race lead. As we jump here into turns 3 and 4 here once again. You know, a lot of people know that I'm from Volusia County, and Volusia County, Florida. Daytona is just about a 20-minute drive from me. You know, I used to work at the Speedway as what they call fan crew, and our jobs were, you know, pretty much to look at the tickets, tell them, you know, where their seats were, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, one of the biggest perks with that is once in a while, a driver would come through the seating area, and Greg Biffle, you know, one day he came through and he just chit-chatted with like 3 or 4 of us workers for, you know, like 10 minutes or so. And as people were walking by, you know, he would sign autographs while he was talking with us. And back when I was in high school, I was in a program at the Speedway where he actually came and he talked to a group of students about, you know, what it's like being a NASCAR racer and everything like that. And, you know, he's just such a cool guy, you know, and when I found out, you know, about what happened yesterday, I was absolutely devastated, just like everybody else here in the NASCAR community. Like, I don't know anyone that has any negative things to say about Greg. I just can't think of anything. I can't think of anyone. But definitely a guy was taken away way too early, and, you know, may him and his family rest in peace. And, you know, make sure you say hi to Dale from all of us, as we have a 3-wide racing here up in turns 3 and 4. Aaron Rowland in that number 66 got a little too wide and got up into the wall, so he's going to lose a couple more spots here, as Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine, he just has more issues here on the back straightaway. Let's come back here and take a look, see what happened. Well, that didn't give me exactly what happened there, guys. Okay, so he got up into the wall there on the exit 2, and just another wall bit another victim. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to your race lead. Richie Joplin out front. Truth Hoke in that number 55 machine, and right behind them you have Kensley Smith, Steve Kessel running side by side behind them for that third spot. But here comes Lee Campbell in that number 60 trying to make his way around these guys. But Steve, he's going to go ahead and jump down there, and they're going to run single file down here into turns 1 and 2. Let's jump back here just a little bit here to Aaron, Roland, and Ryan Warp. Ryan, oh, trouble! The race leaders are around. Richie Joplin in the 89. Not exactly sure what happened, but as we're starting to fall back through the field, I just see Joplin facing the outside wall. Let's go ahead and go back here, take a look, and see what happened. He just got that arrow loose, getting that, the air taken off the spoiler from Truth Hoke, and everybody does a phenomenal job at avoiding, Richie Joplin, so definitely, not what they wanted to see there.
Yeah, it's very easy. You know, sometimes people don't mean to do it. Just all it takes you to get close to them and kind of go up the track a little bit, and it just completely. It's like it dumps a bunch of air on their left rear and makes their right rear come up in the air. Well, who you think's gonna win now?
Well, I mean, look at the man that's leading this race. No surprise, right?
I'm just saying, the past few times someone's been in the lead, they have died. That I mean, no comment. You know, I'm gonna plead the fifth, but the past two cautions has been the leader getting put into the wall.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those interesting things. You know, we just gonna have to wait, figure out, see what happens here.
You know how I haven't really seen a lot of tonight though? That 98, I believe he's driving a 16 car tonight. Avenger Tift. Well, I thought he said he was driving a 16 car tonight. He might have changed his mind there.
Oh, come on now. There we go. That was frustrating. There we go. This is what I was looking for. No, too far. Perfect.
And we should be, you know, right at the halfway point of this race now. So look for things to start picking up in the next few laps here. They've kind of just been flying by at the moment. We're already almost on lap 40 out of 75.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we had a really, really good run there. This is only their third caution. Um, obviously the last one coming out for Joe Bonner trying to get his lap back. Um, and now this one here. So I mean, we're getting a decent, good 10, 15 laps in between each caution at the moment. So, they're really ticking away here, and they're really giving us a really good show tonight, which is obviously no surprise.
Yeah, it's kind of typical of Super Speedway series. We normally have minimal cautions, but you know this car is a little bit more challenging. Like we brought it up multiple times, but tire wear and just you're not really able to push in these cars or anything like that. For instance, because if you get on the back of someone's bumper, you're most likely going to be spinning them here, as you already seen, just getting close to someone and taking the air off of them and get them super loose.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely one of those. Definitely one of those things, that they want to pay attention to, and make sure they do everything right here.
Looks like Kinsley Smith is going to be leading us back to the green. Matt Miller on the outside in P2. Should be a pretty interesting restart here.
Definitely going to be a very good, interesting restart for sure. As Matt Miller, he's finally got that red line racing network machine up here into the top two. So, he's having a really good run here tonight, as they are making their way here out of turn number 4. Matt Miller, he's one hell of a guy, and let me tell you what, his voice over on that channel is absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I absolutely love listening to Matt call a race. It's one of those voices that you're like, whoa. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back green flag racing here at Talladega Superspeedway, as the field will come out of the trioval into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing. Kinsley Smith and Matt Miller will bring the field to the green flag, as they will climb up here into the high banks for the first time on this restart, as they will go ahead and quickly get themselves sorted out. Kinsley Smith, Matt Miller, Lee Campbell will be your top 3 on the exit turn number 2 here for your race lead. Let's go ahead and jump back here just a little bit more to right about Trevor Fettig in that number 711 machine. He's starting to make some noise up here in the top 10. He's moved himself up 19 spots since we've gone green flag racing, as they decided to try to go 3 wide in front of him. But things will go ahead and get sorted out. As I say that, he's going to try to make things 3 wide now. And he's trying to get himself in front of Matt Mettler in that 311, who has dropped all the way back here to the to that 8th spot. And he's still dropping.
One thing I will say about Matt from watching previous races, he likes to kind of just chill in a safe area until it comes crunch time.
Yeah, we are only working lap number 41, as you have one car down on the apron. They just went 5 wide there, as you see Matt Mettler continuing to drop back in that number 311 machine. I mean, he was all the way up there in that 2nd spot, and now, he's fallen all the way back here to 12th. So I don't know how wise this is. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, the top 3 single filed out. Looks like we got the 4th place, I believe, of Lee Campbell trying to get around the outside of Aaron Rawl, but it's not working out in his favor, so he did kind of drop it down. Looks like Aaron's going to try to shoot it to the outside here and get to the outside of the one machine of Steve Cassell. And it's kind of odd these drivers keep doing this and not just trying to get single file out and pull away from the rest of the field here.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the ways to do it. You know, but you also have to remember there's one problem with us. We're racers. We don't know patience for the most part, I think. I don't know.
I know I'm weird, but in my mind, if I can get, 4 or 5 cars pulled away from everybody else, that's less cars I have to deal with coming to the closing laps.
That's definitely very true. And I mean, here in here in the closing laps, I mean, we're still working lap number 43 of 75. So, I believe these guys will still have to pit at least one more time, to make it to the end of this race. So, it's going to be very interesting to see if these guys can get a full fuel run in here. And then, at that point, it's going to shake everything up. It's going to spread everybody out. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what will happen if we can get to a green flag pit stop. Who's going to be able to do what they need to do, to make the best of it. Are they going to, brake really, really heavy down into the pits, and take that risk of getting a penalty for speeding in pits? Or are you going to, take it a lot more easier and settle coming in and possibly have an opportunity to lose a couple of seconds, coming in? So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what these drivers will do if we can get to a green flag pit stop. Your race leader is looking to try to make it 3 wide here into turn number 1. Kensley Smith, Aaron Rowland, Steve Casil in that number 1 machine. They actually looked to go 3 wide for the race lead. As you see that one right on the back bumper here, giving Kensley Smith a really big push down the back straightaway. So that's going to get them in front of Aaron Rowland. And that's also going to bring that 60 of Lee Campbell and the 45 of Ryan Warp back to their back bumpers. So we have a 5-car breakaway here at the moment as these drivers are going to come here into the tri-oval. So if these guys can quickly get themselves sorted out, they just may be able to pull away, just like you were talking about, Dakota.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to trying to take your time, but be patient, just sit behind one another. But it really looks like the 66 has the other plans. This is going to the inside of the 1 of Steve Cassell at the moment. As you're heading into 3 and 4, they are going to be side by side.
Yeah, we saw one car hard into the outside wall there out of turn number 2. Looked like a Kodiak machine, but not. Possibly, I think he possibly got a meatball out of that, so he's going to have to come down pit road and get that taken care of. As we are working lap 20, or I'm sorry, we have now 29 laps to go. I would imagine with usually about what these guys run, I think these guys are going to get into their fuel window probably here within the next 4, maybe 5 laps. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers will do to come down and get fuel for the final run here to the checkered flag. As these drivers come out of turn 2, the 1 car hard into the wall. He's hard into the inside walls. Keep it down. He's going to lock it down. Steve, he wasn't able to keep it stopped. Steve Casil in that number 1 machine. A brutal impact to that inside wall. And let's come back here and take a look. As you see here, he just bounced off that outside wall and It's so unfortunate because you have so much speed coming out of these corners. As soon as you hit that outside wall, no matter if you're in the gas or not, or hard on the brake. It's like a magnet to that inside wall. And while we under this caution, we're going to go ahead and step away here for one quick moment. Yeah, that's if I could find what I'm looking for. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway, ladies and gentlemen, as your drivers are getting ready to come down pit road. A big shout out, to Whiplash Cams, for giving us these beautiful camera views that we get to enjoy with you guys here at this racetrack. We've just got look at this view right here. I mean, you can't get any better views than this. Cars coming out right next to the cameras. As you still see, quite a few cars still staying down here on pit road. You see Cody Benelli in that number 19 machine. He's now pulling away to make his way back out on track. Lee Campbell, Jack Kelly, they're still out here. Or Lee Campbell, he's now back out on track. But Jack Kelly, Steve Vest, Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine, he's still down here on pit road. Kirby Wayne Scott in that number 10 Mountain Dew machine, he's down on pit road. Truth Hoke in that number 55, he's down here on pit road as well. Steve Bonner, he's down here on pit road. So we still got a lot of really good cars out down on pit road. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how things going to play themselves out. And we should get the one to go signal this time by. So these drivers should be going ahead and get themselves doubled up here as they come here through the trioval. So this is going to push Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine to the outside of the 66 of Aaron Rowland. And right behind them, Ryan Warp, Richie Joplin. That will make up row number 2. Trevor Fetzig, William Skinner will make up row 3. Lights are out on the iRacing.com pace truck. And the field will now line up double file to get ready to go back. Green flag racing next time by.
I watch another series where they do super speedways all the time, and they got a redeem in the chat to where all the drivers have to go full speed through the pits. It is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen, and I would love to see it in these 87 cars. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that because this is, a league race, but would be very interested to see these drivers try to get down there side by side through the pits full speed.
I think I know exactly what series you're talking about, too.
I think it's called a race affinity.
Something like that. But yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't matter what these drivers are running. Instead of hitting the tribal, these guys will have to come down pit road full speed, and then when they all come back out onto the track, obviously they all will get their penalties cleared. But it is absolutely funny to watch these guys go from, comfortably 3 wide down to, oh my God, what's going to happen in the pits?
Yep, I've been 3-4 wide into the pits. I did it one time, and I was 3 wide, and I sent it through the grass and back on the asphalt into the pit, and somehow kept it straight. I'll never attempt it again, but it is very sketchy.
I mean, Talladega is probably one of the easiest tracks to do it at because it's not that hard of a, turn down into the pit here. But I think if you were trying to do it at like Daytona, I think it would be a little bit more sketchy. But we're getting ready to go back green flag here at Talladega Superspeedway. Aaron Rowland, Kensley Smith will bring the field to the green flag. And we are green flag here once again at Talladega Superspeedway for the Greg Biffle 75 here on the Racers Elite Network. Aaron Rowland out to an incredible lead there. Kensley Smith, he'll go ahead and sucker down right behind him and take over that second spot. As Ryan Warp and Richie Joplin, they will run side by side for that third spot. Now on the exit of turn number 2, and everybody else is going to go ahead and also start running double wide behind them. As we see Matt Metler getting attacked right now by Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine on the outside. And Stidham, we have one car down. That's Aaron Rowland. Save it, keep it down.
Oh, no 3 wide going by him while he's on the apron. Hell of a job to save that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Joe, that's how it's done, buddy. No, I'm kidding, Joe. I'm kidding, Joe. I love you, Joe.
Too soon. Hey, one of the things I absolutely love about this car, though, is if you get a run, you could take the run. You don't necessarily have to have the help. It's just because the car, it's not like you're hitting a wall of brick air whenever you go around someone,
Right. Well, I mean, you are hitting that brick wall, but for some odd reason, like with these cars, it's not as noticeable. So you do lose a little bit of speed, but you still but as soon as you start to make that move, you and the car that you're trying to pass now hit a brick wall, but you just still have that a lot more momentum than the other car that you're trying to get around. So, I mean, it's just absolutely fascinating, the aerodynamics and how the wind plays a factor with these race cars. It's just mind-blowing. All right, so our top 6, Kensley Smith, Richie Joplin, Ryan Warp, Trevor Fettig, William Skinner, and Jonathan Stidham. They have pulled away from your field. As you see, Richie Joplin trying to get around Kensley Smith now on the inside. And he's trying to bring Ryan Warp in that number 45 Green Bay Packer machine with him as well, as they will make their way down into the tri-oval. Still side by side for your race lead. Kensley Smith, Richie Joplin. And that time it will belong to Kensley Smith as they will make slight contact into turn number 1. Kensley Smith now riding just about that middle part of that racetrack as they will exit turn number 2. Your race leaders now getting a lot more company behind them as well, as it looks like Mikey Allen and Lee Campbell, they're trying to make themselves part of this battle, and sure enough, they're going to bring Mike Fudge with them, possibly, but there might be there's a little bit too much of a separation there, but this 6-car battle for your race lead has now turned into an 8-car battle.
And there was a really big check up from the 7-Eleven there of Trevor. I don't know what happened, but that caused a huge accordion effect behind him and almost caused the 3 car to get spun around by Kinsley Smith, but goes heads up driving by him to get slowed down in time. But that did allow for the 42 to get a pretty good run there, but they're going to use that draft to power back by him. And it looks like Kinsley's going to go super low as they're getting ready to go into 3 and 4 and try to get past the 3 machine here.
Yeah, Kensley, we know Kensley, he's a very laid-back driver, but he will make the aggressive moves if you give him the opportunity. And just like that, he's made his way back up into that 3rd spot after losing about 3 spots there by getting railroaded on the outside. So he's made his way back up. Now he's running single file here for that 3rd spot, right in front of Jonathan Stidham and right behind Ryan Warp in that number 45 Green Bay Packer machine. Well, Kensley Smith looking to the inside now of Ryan Warp. So these guys are going to run side by side for that 2nd spot. As Ryan Warp goes way high there, almost gets into the outside wall. As he will need to quickly get down behind that number 3 machine, which he will. And now he can continue to use their draft to regain all that speed that he just lost. Just to give you guys a general idea, Kensley Smith, 210 miles per hour heading up into turn number 1. And we're going to watch this here back here with William Skinner in that number 3 Goodrich machine. Just watch how fast he will go because of this draft. 220 heading up into turn number 3. So that just gives you an idea of how much speed these drivers get in this draft. As Jonathan Stidham and Richie Joplin, they made a little contact there heading into turn number 3. And now a little more contact in the tri-oval. So these drivers definitely trying to get as much out of these race cars as they possibly can, including using the side draft, which I'm not exactly sure if that will work very well here at Talladega.
Yeah, watch, keep your eye on that 3 car there. He's getting a hell of a run coming down the backstretch. See if he's going to be able to do something with it as they are starting to come out of 3 and 4 this time. Looks like he might have backed up his pace a little bit because he was absolutely zooming a moment ago. Man. They are getting door to door through the tri-oval. That is pretty sketchy. As I know one thing, if you come through there full speed, especially on old tires, the car can kick out.
Yeah, Joe Bonner in that number 53 machine just had a little bit of issues. Let's come back here and take a look. On the exit, turn number 4, he just goes wide, gets up into the wall. And then I guess he tried to come down pit road, but just couldn't get it woed down enough into the grass, and he slides it through the grass. And he will spin it. Joe Bonner once again. Let's go ahead and go live here with that number 53 machine. He lost it on the back straightaway, it looks like. Let's come back here and take a look. No, it's up here on the front straightaway. Not exactly sure what he was trying to do.
Looks like he's trying to go, what was that, Dega Boulevard?
Yeah, I know back in the day, you used to be able to go through there and get your car to launch. I know that you were able to do that at one point, but it looks like that they took that away. So, but we're back here live with your race leaders. Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine, he is out front here at Talladega Superspeedway as we have 14 laps to go this time by Richie Joplin and Jonathan Stidham. These guys are right back here behind him, not letting them get away. And Lee Campbell, Ryan Warp, Trevor Fetzig, Jack Kelly in that number 38 machine. He's starting to make some noise up here now in the top 7. You know, he's been pretty quiet, slow, making his way back up through the field. So, It's going to be very interesting to see if Jack Kelly can do anything here tonight for these drivers. Trevor Fetzig getting to the outside wall there up in turn number 3. And now he's going to run side by side here with Cody Benelli, who has made his way back up into the top 10 as well. Let's come back here just a little bit, see what's going on back here. Matt Metler, Mike Fudge, and company.
I know one thing. If Matt don't start stepping it up and living up to me, actually giving him a little bit of praise here, he ain't getting it again, because that's 3 races now. He's kind of disappointing me, as I expected him to be running a little better here. I know you can hear me, Matt. I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, just those couple cautions ago, he was second, and he just went to the outside and he just let everybody pass him again, which is definitely very unfortunate, as these drivers will make their way across the start-finish line now. Kensley Smith, Richie Joplin, Jonathan Stidham, your top 3, and then it looks like they're starting to get a little bit racing back behind them between Cody Benelli and William Skinner in that number 19-3 machine.
So, real quick, Joseph in chat said I was trying to drive home because my date was over. That's what he was doing, trying to go through the infield there, just answering your question from earlier.
All right, we'll give you that. We'll give you that, man. All right, so you can definitely tell that the pressure is starting to heat up here at Talladega Superspeedway, as we are just 1 lap away from being 10 laps to go. So you can definitely tell that, things are about to start getting antsy here as these drivers make their way up into turns 1 and 2 to head down this very long back straightaway once again.
Alrighty, if a wreck does happen, what part of the field is it going to happen in? I'll call it now. First pack or second pack?
I'm going to have to say second pack.
I guess I'll take the first pack, as we do have someone up in the wall. They were able to get it back down, no harm, no foul there. Hopefully they didn't get any wheel damage, as that does make a big difference. But it does look like Kinsley Smith, and I believe that is Richie Joplin, are starting to get a little bit of a gap between them and everyone else. But that 38 car just sucking right back up to them.
Yeah, in order to really break away, you need to get in these cars, I believe you need to get 1.3 seconds in front before the car in front of you loses the advantage with the draft. So that's something that these guys definitely have to really think about, when they are coming down, or if they're going to come down pit road, or if they're going to try to make a pass. It's just some stuff that they just need to think about, as we will come around to get 9 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, I think these drivers are good to go the rest of the way. I think they got an 80% fuel load, and they can go a pretty good ways on fuel in these things. The tanks are a lot bigger than these than they are in the next gen or such, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm back here watching Trevor Fetzig, and or he's going to go ahead and back down. He's going to let Lee Campbell and Cody Benelli both get around him. And now Benelli is looking on the inside of that number 60 of Campbell, heading into turn number 3, side by side, and he will complete the pass. Let's jump back up here to your top 4 or 5 drivers up here. Again, your top 4, Kensley Smith, Richie Joplin, Jack Kelly, Ryan Wart. This is your battle here for your race win, as we have just about 8 laps to go.
Well, I said something about Matt, and I guess he decided it was go time, as he's starting to work his way back up through the field. Must have heard me.
He's like, Dakota, watch this.
He's like, I'll show you. Oh, man. Oh.
As you see, Matt Miller there, he's made his way into the top 5 now, and now racing hard to get around your top three, as he will clear for that fourth spot. But he's going to stay right there on the back bumper of Ryan Warp in that number 45 machine as they drive up here into turns number 1 and 2. So we have, a couple of these drivers. Oh, he gets into the outside wall, so that's going to lose up all of his momentum. And now they're going to run 3 wide back there for that 5th spot. As you see, William Skinner, he's going to go ahead and get around the 42 of Stidham. And that's going to leave Matt Mittler and William Skinner to run side by side here for that 5th spot. Truth Hoke, Aaron Roth, they both came down pit road. I believe possibly to top off on their fuel, maybe.
So possibly a couple of drivers need to come down pits here. So maybe a couple of these guys were kind of chilling in the back saving fuel, or, a little earlier, and that's why we're just now starting to see them emerge towards the front of the field. Maybe they're good to go. As we only have 5 laps to go as we cross the line this next coming time. But I just seen Kinsley Smith try to make a move to the inside of, I believe it was Richie Joplin, and Richie closed the door really fast.
Yeah, this is definitely going to start getting intense here as we are getting now into the final 5 laps.
It's almost time to put your gloves on, tighten your seat belts, and be ready for a wild ride here. There's going to be a lot less lifting in these closing laps. A lot more action, as we're still side by side for the lead.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're going to see here in the closing laps. Kinsley Smith, Richie Joplin side by side for the race lead. And right behind Kinsley Smith, you have that 38 of Jack Kelly.
3's on the apron. 3's on the apron.
And he will save it. As we jump back up here to your battle for the race lead, 4 laps to go this time by Kinsley Smith, Richie Joplin side by side. Jack Kelly in that number 38 machine snuck his way up here into the top 3. But now Ryan Warp in that number 45 Green Bay Packers Ford, he's going to have to try to make some quick work here to get back to the back bumper of that number 89 of Richie Joplin as they drive down this very long back straightaway right there. He will get up right behind him as they will now climb up here into turn 3 and 4. And now we got a 5-car breakaway here for your race lead. So still at this point, Richie Joplin, Kinsley Smith, Ryan Warp, Jack Kelly, and Jonathan Stidham, all these drivers still have a chance as your race leaders are going to come to the line. 3 laps to go this time by. For Kinsley Smith, Richie Joplin still runs side by side for that top spot. Ryan Warp, Jack Kelly duking it out for that 3rd spot behind them. But here comes Jonathan Stidham once again in that number 42 machine. He's trying to make his way back to the front of this field. Not able to do it. And that 38 of Jack Kelly, he was looking to send them 3 wide for the race lead. But Kinsley Smith was quick to shut that down. But now they're looking to possibly try to go 3 wide here in turn number 3. But not this time, as Richie Joplin, he's going to get right there on the back bumper, and that is going to open up the door possibly for Jack Kelly. No. Kinsley Smith going to go ahead and shut it down one last time. 2 laps to go this time for your race leaders. It is absolute go time. Ryan Warp in that number 45 looking to possibly try to make it around the outside, but he's back down. He's going to let those guys go for the moment. Jack Kelly, Richie Joplin now running side by side for that 2nd spot. As you see Kinsley Smith trying to block, not able to do contact, but they're going to keep it straight. Here comes Richie Joplin now on the inside of Kinsley Smith. As you see Smith up into the wall, that's possibly going to do it for Kinsley Smith as they exit turn number 4.
Buddy. Sorry, go ahead.
1 lap to go here at Talladega for the Greg Biffle 75. White flag presented by SDK. Here comes Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 looking to take over that race lead. Matt Mettler in that 311. He's going to get a run here on Stidham. Stidham closes the door. Kensley Smith goes to the outside. But here comes Mettler. He's looking to go for it as well. Stidham looking to jump to the outside here of Joplin here on the back straightaway for the final time. Whose race is this going to be? Matt Mettler falling back a little bit. Stidham goes high. Kensley Smith goes low. Stidham falling back. I think he's out of fuel. Here they come into the tribal. Contact behind him. Hold on to it, boys. Your race winner going to be Richie Joplin. No! It's going to be Kensley Smith at the line! Wow!
0.002. That is 2 thousandths.
Kensley Smith absolutely steals the win at the line. What an incredible finish. Let's come back here and take a look. And we're going to slow it down here into the trioval. Well, probably about halfway into the trioval. Right here, there's still a car length separation between these two. And right here, Kensley Smith gets an incredible run. And he makes a quick move to the outside. And bringing it down to the line right there. Wow, wow, wow. That is absolutely crazy.
And you know what? It's even crazier. Mettler was only like 900s behind him as well. So if they had, just door banged just a little bit sooner or anything, Mettler would have been right there to take it away as well. Top three all within like a tenth of each other. It's just absolutely insane for a finish.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to get it to here. And we're going to absolutely just slow-mo this down. And we're going to show you guys. Look at Barney up in the flag stand. He's calling it. He's ready to throw that checkered flag as these drivers come to the start-finish line here. Here in just a moment, these drivers are going to appear on the right side of your screen. That doesn't do it justice. You guys, that's it right there. That's the separation between the two. That is absolutely crazy.
Just a quick shout out. If you're looking to get an interview, please hop in the waiting room so I can drag you up here.
Let's ride on board here with Richie Joplin coming to the line.
Man, that is... Honestly, I'd hate to have to call that without technology, just how close that was.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely have the advantage, in today's day and age, but back in 1987, when these cars were out, they don't have the technology that we got today. But man, oh man, what an absolute chaotic way to finish this race.
All right, well, let's go over our race result real quick, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. We will go ahead and take a look here at our race results. And then we're going to get some interviews in here. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So Kensley Smith, he stole the win by .002 over Richie Joplin. Joplin just absolutely lost it at the line. Matt Mettler must have absolutely heard you because he went into absolute beast mode to come back third. Ryan Warp, Jack Kelly will round out your top five. Jonathan Stidham, Trevor Fetzig, Williams Skinner, Lee Campbell, Cody Benelli will round out your top 10. Steve Vest, Brandon Wilcox, Mike Fudge, Aaron Rowland, Mikey Allen, Kirby Wainscott, Steve Rogers, Andrew Teft, Terry Fennell, Truth Hope will round out your top 20. The 21st, Joe Bonner, Aaron Roth, Steve Casil, Ron Piles, Barry Nelson, Dwayne Davis, Timothy Eisburn, and Kyle Hess will round out your field for your finishing order here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. All right. Do we got Matt Mettler down ready to come talk to us?
Yes, sir. I'm going to bring him up here real quick.
What's
What's going on, Matt? It's Dakota and Mike up in the booth. Got your ears on?
What is going on, brother?
Nothing much. Isn't this ironic? I've done a couple of races where you've had me up in the booth, and this is finally the first time I've been able to interview you since I've started broadcasting.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? And what better place to do it than Earnhardt Country in the 87? Let me tell you something. That was lit like a Christmas tree out there. I've only ever drove this car twice. It was kicking my butt all race long, and then I figured something out there. We were getting some boogie under the hoodie. I tried to get up there, mess with the leaders, but we all know Kinsley Smith, how good he is. But, man, it feels good to finally get a podium with you and Mike up in the booth instead of stinking it up out in the racetrack. I hope that was fun for you guys.
Sticking it up out in the racetrack. I can run circles around you, old man. Oh, yeah.
Shots fired.
Called you out. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish. I mean, walk us through your race, man. I know you had an exciting moment getting into the wall once you were starting to make your way up to the field.
Yeah, that was definitely a don't stain your ride, use Tide moment of the race for me. I figured I blew my wad there. It was done, over, finished. But the good Lord up above was looking out, and I was able to generate some momentum there and put her 3 wide. Got up close and personal there a couple times, but you know how Dega is. Sometimes you got to have luck on your side, and I felt like that was the case tonight. Didn't even have to burn a fast repair. Just tried to be patient, learn as much as I could, and it all came together there at the end. I'll take a P3 against these guys any given Friday night. I'm pretty fired up.
All right, Mike, you got any questions for him?
Matt, man, you must have had the stream on or something, because as Dakota called you out about slacking, you absolutely just turned it up and you're like, hold my beer and we're going to get this 311 back to the front. So what an incredible run for you out here at Talladega. Matt, what an incredible day for you. Congratulations, buddy. And do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to give before we let you go today?
Well, first and foremost, you guys for doing a terrific job. Every league I participate in, you guys always have a phenomenal broadcast. So thank you to you guys. Andrew Tepp for all the hard work he does. I know he works really hard on all these different series leagues, and it wouldn't be possible without him. So thank you to him. Then I got to shout out your commentator, because he's racing for me tomorrow. We're going to see how he does. So now it's going to be the ball's in his court tomorrow. That's what he forgot about. Obviously, I got to thank. That's right, buddy. Yes, you are. Got to thank Team Watson Racing Setups. Those guys are the best partners you could ask for. They do so much for me. I'm so thankful I get to shout them out finally here on the broadcast. And ultimately, Beast Mode Performance. Those guys are incredible. Learned so much from them. And we're gonna vibe all night on this one. We're gonna go do some Draft Masters after this. Why not?
Draft Masters.
Yeah, just what an incredible day here, Matt, to finish out your race. Congratulations on your P3, and we look forward to seeing you when we come back from the holidays. But so congratulations. You have yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, whichever it is that you may celebrate. But you have yourself a beautiful couple of weeks here, and we will see you in 2026.
You guys as well. Happy holidays, and we're going to celebrate all of them now. Hanukkah, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2026.
Well, hang out in the waiting booth for a minute, so I can have a couple words with you afterwards.
You got it, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that Redline Racing Network 311 machine, Matt Mettler. Let's go ahead and talk to that number 89 machine of Richie Joplin. Let's go ahead and get him up here.
I have a Charles Joplin. Is that him?
Yes, Richie.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Hey, bud, it's Cutter Mike up in the booth. You got your ears on?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Man, oh man. I honestly thought you had that one, and I believe Kingsley Smith just got you right at the line. How do you feel?
Uh, well, the first loser, might as well say, nah, it's a good race. It's good fun racing. Me and Kingsley's going back and forth. It was a lot of fun. I love racing these cars. I like racing them on short tracks, road courses. I just enjoy these big old cars.
Yeah, these things drive kind of like a boat. I did a race earlier at Watkins Glen, I believe, yesterday or the day before, and it's honestly a whole different driving style you got to do there compared to a lot of things.
Yeah, you have to watch the braking on it if you do road coursing on these cars, because one minute they brake normally, next thing I know it might jerk you to the right or left. So plus you got the wheel hop in them. So yeah, you have to watch out.
But congratulations on your PT. I'm gonna let Mike take over question for you.
Yeah, Richie, man, just what an incredible run for you today. You started in that third spot, fell back early on, and then you just like you quietly made yourself known back up here in the closing laps of today's race here at Talladega.
Yeah,
It's just an incredible run. Talk about that.
yeah, I messed up at got a little loose, got a little happy on the throttle, got a little loose, and the 55 didn't have nowhere to go. I saved it, and he got into me a little bit and got some damage. Had to use a fast repair, and we only got one. So I kind of just rode and chilled for a little bit, then went back up and started racing at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Just what an incredible run. Glad to see you back up here, and go ahead and give us out your final shout outs as we'll go ahead and gonna let you go today.
I'm going to give a shout out to my painter, Flaming Carmen Designs, my sponsor, Allo Wheel Repair out of Greenville, South Carolina. And I don't have it on my car right now. I got another sponsor. It's Davy Joe Coffee. Give a shout out to them. And Outlier Speed Company. If you need some open sets, go check them out. They got some good sets for you for the open races. Other than that, everything's good. Man, I
Beautiful.
appreciate I appreciate y'all broadcasting this race. Have fun racing with these guys. I didn't get to race the whole season, so I'm pretty much out of the championship, for the racing for the points and stuff. So hopefully I didn't get in nobody's way for the finish.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but we're all race drivers out here, and we're not going to tell you to let up and let those guys duke it out, because you have every right to be up there duking it out for the win, just like you duked it out today. But you lost it by .002 at the line. Just either way, you can't be mad at it because it was such a fun finish.
Oh yeah, it's a great finish. Good side by side racing. I
So,
mean, I could have been a little bit more aggressive and kind of blocked him a little bit, but that would probably just caused a wreck because I wouldn't have lifted at the last lap. So I just held my line and went on.
yeah, definitely awesome. Well, Richie, congratulations again on your second place finish here at Talladega, and you have yourself a beautiful holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whichever it may be that you celebrate this holiday season. And we will
That's
see
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Well, Merry
Merry
Chris.
Christmas. Merry
Well,
Christmas.
yep. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Richie, and your family, and we will see you in 2026.
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a driver of that number 89 alloy wheel repair machine, Richie Joplin, your second place finisher. And let's go ahead and get the man of the hour, driver of that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, Kensley Smith.
What's going on, Kinsley? You got your ears on, Dakota Mike up in the booth.
Yeah, how's it going?
Going pretty good. Congratulations on your win. I'm gonna let Mike take over question for you.
Man, Kensley, what an incredible race for you today here at Talladega. You started back in that 21st position. After that big one, up in turns 1 and 2, you went from like 18th all the way up to like 8th, and then you're like, all right, it's time to full send from there. Tell us about your race And walk us through that final lap, especially coming to the race line. Um, you outbeat Richie there by .002. Just talk about your race and then just tell us what your thought process was coming through the tri-oval.
Well, this is only the second time I've even driven these cars in an actual race. So I had to learn them a little bit as I was going. Um, Learned them fairly quickly. So after that, it's just balls to the wall and just trying to put myself in the best position I possibly could. I think coming to uh, it was the coming out of four. Um, Before the last lap, I hit the wall, so it slowed me up a little bit, and I had to regain my speed. And I was sitting in fourth, coming across the line to take the white flag. I just knew I had to make moves. I couldn't just sit and push somebody if I wanted to win the race. So, um, yeah, basically that's what I did. Got under the Stidham in 3 and 4 on the final lap. So I was like, okay, sit here behind Joplin, just get his draft, and at the absolute last possible moment when I get to his bumper, just hop out, and hopefully I got enough speed to get past him, and apparently I did. For a minute there, it didn't look like I was going to be able to get back to him, but these cars get such good draft off of them that you can really pull somebody and get past them real easily.
Yeah, that's one of the things I absolutely love about these race cars. In the major series, they run the Daytona 500 in these cars, and I was able to come out and actually win that race. I absolutely love these cars at super speedways because I like to call them the man's car. Okay, because you have to really wheel this machine around the super speedway, and you have to know the tricks, and you absolutely figured out the tricks here today. And as you said, only your second run in these cars, and you come out and get it at the line. So, just man, Kensley, what an incredible run for you today! Absolutely, uh, I absolutely thought, dude, that you lost it there. Coming to the white flag when you got up in the wall, I'm like, well, Kensley's out of this, so let's go back up here with Richie and see what Matt can do. And then coming, out of turn two, you're making your way back up, into the top part of the up by Matt, and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to change everything. But Kensley, man, you're just such a wizard here at Super Speedways, dude, and I absolutely love calling these races for you.
Yeah, that's why I drive Michael Waltrip because I'm bad everywhere else, but good at super speedways.
That's true. I'm exactly the same way. Before we let you go, Kensley, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, you guys in the booth was listening along while I was driving. Wasn't watching while I was driving. Wink, wink. But yeah, was listening to you guys, and it's going to be a heck of a broadcast to rewatch, and it'll be a fun one all the way through to see these cars going around the track, and you guys always put on a show in the booth, so it'll be a fun one. Of course, Andrew for putting all this stuff on, racing pretty much almost every night of the week. So if anybody's interested, there should be a Discord link in the description of the stream. Um, and of course, my wife and my daughter for allowing me to do this. If it wasn't for them, then or if it wasn't for them allowing me to do it, then I wouldn't be doing it. So it takes a little bit of time away from them, but they love rewatching it with me, so it kind of gives us some enjoyment at the end of the day. And of course, all my guys at Driving Extreme Inc. I had Kirby. Kirby's not on Driving Extreme Inc., but he was riding with me tonight and gave me somebody to talk to. The rest of my teammates weren't here tonight, but um, my teammates and I all get together. Um, uh, all get together and race Thursdays, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays. So um, love racing with those guys.
Yeah, definitely really good group right there. All right, well, Kensley, you have yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy Hanukkah, whichever it may be that you celebrate this holiday season, my man. And we will see you next year in 2026.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, your race winner, Kensley Smith. Dakota, what an incredible race that we got to see here tonight. Um, what are your final what's your final thoughts before we head and close out and head into 2026?
Uh, Typical, super speedway racing for Racers Elite. And we got to see some fun racing though. And the 87 is a little bit different style of super speedway racing, but overall it was a good race.
Yeah, definitely really good race overall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us right here on the Racers Elite Network. Just because it is the holiday season, that doesn't mean we are going to stay silent here on Racers Elite Network. We do have a couple races planned in the upcoming days, so make sure you guys check out racerselite.com. You can join us there. Find our Discord there, or right down here in the description. I believe we should have a link to our Discord there as well. So if you guys like what you see, come on out, come join us. We absolutely would love to have you join us. We race almost every single night, and who knows? Maybe you can come out and get a win here with Racers Elite. So on behalf of myself, I'm Mike Taylor, Dakota LaRue with me. Thank you guys for joining us as we ran the Greg Biffle 75. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to them. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. And you guys have yourself a beautiful Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. You have yourself a beautiful holiday season. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys in 2026. You guys have yourself a wonderful, wonderful time zone.